Proning from Physiology to PROSEVA. Welcome back to Breathe Easy. Today we're diving into one of the most powerful interventions in modern critical care, prone positioning. We'll cover the physiology, the landmark trials, awake proning, and exactly how to apply this safely at the bedside. In acute respiratory distress syndrome, dorsal lung regions collapse under edema and mediastinal pressure when supine. Perfusion remains gravity dependent, creating shunt. When we prone, ventilation becomes more homogeneous. Dorsal lung units recruit and stress distribution even out. This reduces regional overdistension and cyclic atelectasis, which means less ventilator-induced lung injury. Early randomized trials in the early 2000s showed improved oxygenation, but not consistent survival benefit. Why? The sessions were shorter and patients weren't always severe ARDS. Lung protective ventilation wasn't always standardized yet, and the intervention dose wasn't high enough. In 2001, Professor Gagnoni designed a randomized control trial in acute respiratory failure and acute lung injury or ARDS era practice, and the findings showed improved oxygenation but no survival benefit overall. Why does this matter? It helps explain why later trials needed better dose selection and ventilation strategy. In 2004 in JAMA, Guran and colleagues designed a randomized control trial of systemic prone positioning in hypoxemic acute respiratory failure. Their findings showed no major outcome benefit, but it noted safety considerations, and this matters because it reinforces protocol discipline plus team training. PROSEVA, the practice changer. This is the landmark trial published in 2013 in the New England Journal of Medicine. PROSEVA enrolled patients with severe ARDS, PF ratios under 150, and proned them early for at least 16 hours per day. The result? A dramatic reduction in both 28-day and 90-day mortality. And this wasn't just an oxygenation study, this was survival benefit. The key difference was patient selection, early timing, and prolonged sessions. Clinical pearl here, proning works when the patient's sick enough and the prone dose is high enough. And when I say prone dose, I mean how long the patient is prone. The clinical takeaway, severe ARDS with early and long sessions and experienced team means lives are saved. Meta-analysis in 2014 and 2017 confirmed what PROSEVA suggested. Mortality benefit becomes clear when prone duration exceeds 12 hours per day and when the patients have moderate to severe ARDS. The intervention isn't magic, it's precision medicine. In 2017, major critical care societies, American Thoracic Society, European Society of Intensive Care Medicine, and the Society of Critical Care Medicine issued a strong recommendation for severe ARDS. Prone positioning should be used more than 12 hours per day. This isn't optional rescue therapy, it's a standard of care. During COVID, awake proning became widespread. The multinational meta-trial published in the Lancet Respiratory Medicine showed reduced intubation risk in select patients requiring advanced oxygen support. But here's the nuance. Adherence varied, duration mattered, and awake proning should never delay necessary intubation. It's a tool, not a stall. If your patient has severe ARDS and remains hypoxic despite optimized lung protective ventilation, that's your lane. Don't wait 5 days. Early matters. And this is the mistake many units make. 4 hours is not PROSEVA. 8 hours is not PROSEVA. The mortality benefit came from long sessions, typically 16 hours or more. That is the prone dose. Before turning, pause. Confirm airway security. Trace every line. Protect the eyes. Pad pressure points. Assign roles. Proning is powerful, but only when it's safe. Prone positioning is choreography, and every team member has a step. We have prone positioning guidelines that are ECU Health system-wide that can be found on Policy Stat. If the turn is unsafe, don't force it. There are contraindications, and judgment always overrides protocol. When not to prone, such as an unstable spine, uncontrolled shock, inability to protect the airway, and team safety concerns. Also, abide by our policy. Proning isn't new, but it's redefined. Severe ARDS, early initiation, long sessions, and coordinated teams. That's where lives are saved. Proning is one of the highest yield interventions we have in critical care. When applied correctly, it changes outcomes. Thanks for listening to Breathe Easy, and if you want a full trial references or a prone checklist for your unit, please reach out.